ideas.
Okay. Alright. I appreciate you watch my videos. Once again, I am recording a video in my car. I just returned home. Yeah. This is a pretty good time to record another video. Still early, 4:45 in the afternoon. After a long, boring, non-purposeful, there is a purpose for this walk. It was almost 1.5 hours by myself. I only thought about getting a massage, but I didn't execute because what did I really want? Somebody's touch, somebody's physical touch, affection, intimacy? No. I think I'm just low-key fighting with boredom, addictions for sex. No, I don't really have an addiction for sex, but kind of craving sex, and also wanted somebody's company, somebody who can understand me and give me love and a physical touch. But the reality I living is I don't have an intimate partner, and I'm not planning to get into an intimate relationship anytime soon. Why? I don't see anyone I genuinely get attracted to. Hey, why do I share this? This is my strength, my wisdom. As a young man, I am still figuring out being a young man at this time. It's extremely difficult. You have all this subtle image on the social media and just on internet in general, which constantly triggers your desires for sex, affection, love. However, we live in a psychologically disengaged society. At least for me, I am not involved with many potential romantic partner candidate. All right, this video is meant to express my authentic thoughts, so you all feel not as lonely. Okay, this video is meant for young men who's dealing with similar problems, right? We all have desires for pleasure, right? What's a good healthy relationship with pleasures? You don't indulge in it. You limit yourself. That's the only way. Long-term, sustainable way. You limit. You control it. You cannot be a slave, right? You gotta be your own master of the pleasures you desire, whatever that might be. Drugs, sex, whatever that might be. I don't know what else. Pleasures. It's a hell of a drug. I wanted to talk about this a long time ago, but I guess I wasn't really, I didn't really give myself enough time and space to process this, because I've dealt with my pleasures for a long time, like in a very healthy way. I don't get pleasures from unhealthy ways, right? Like casual sex, drugs, alcohol, porn, none of that. I don't do any of that. Masturbation, no. I've tried all of that, you know what I mean? Gotta be honest with you. That's exactly why I chose to control myself and not be a slave. I was a slave. Once upon a time, I was a total slave. And I couldn't control myself. I was falling to this never-ending trap for pleasures. Every time I get satisfied, the pleasures get increased. I want more. And the desires for pleasures arise even more quickly, right? In shorter time. And that's not a good sign of personal development. And you become a slave. You work so hard to get satisfied. You lost the purpose of life. Or maybe you say, oh, purpose of life is get happy, okay? Be happy. Do whatever you feel like to. Hell no. Hell no. If you truly allow yourself to do whatever you feel like to, you don't have freedom. You're a slave. Man, I'm sorry if you're listening to this and you are a slave. If you are a slave, if you think you are a slave to your pleasures, then don't beat yourself up. Don't blame yourself. Don't do that. It doesn't help. Or maybe a healthy amount of self-blame is very necessary, which gives you reason to change, right? You hate yourself to a point that you must change. I guess that's what happened to me. The older me, I hated my older self a few years ago. And I constantly remind myself with that self-hatred. I never want to experience that again. Self-hatred. You get fucking caged in this. because it's not from others, it's not external. You are in this fucking feeling and emotion, and you can't escape. There's no way out. The only thing you can do is like lie to yourself or escape, numb yourself with drugs, alcohol, or more pleasures. You're gonna get sobered up. Sooner or later, you will have to face this self-hatred. You fucking hate yourself for doing that. Once again, you failed again. You're a fucking loser. You tell yourself that many times. You hated yourself. You don't even want to look at yourself to the mirror because you fucking hated yourself for doing all that stupid shit and just messing up your life. You hated yourself until that moment came. Either you come across a video online on YouTube, or you read a book about self-help, or you listen to a podcast which encouraged you to stand the fuck up and face yourself and deal with it. And then it comes to the first step, as I just mentioned. Don't beat yourself. Don't blame yourself. Don't criticize yourself anymore. They don't help anymore. When you have accumulated enough awareness and desire to change, then it's time to make a strategy. Okay, how am I gonna change? How I can improve? How can I get rid of all these cravings for sex, drugs, or alcohol, or whatever, right? Games, gambling, porn, masturbation. What's the first step? You don't blame yourself. And when your desires arise again, take a deep breath. Take deep breath. Keep your phone away. That's a good technique. Just do not fall into the same trap again. Because if you go to social media, you would see a lot of images or videos that would trigger your desires, whether you are aware or not. That's how you get those desires. You get triggered by your environment, by those cues around you. You have to change your environment, or even friends. You have to get rid of certain friends who triggered your desires, like for alcohol, smoke, right? Cigarettes. I am still dealing with all that till this day. And one thing I have to mention, I must admit, I must make it very clear with all my friends who is watching this. It's not a one-time thing. You don't think, oh, I successfully quit this, and then you are forever good, happy. You don't have to deal with anymore. It's quite the opposite. You are gonna deal with it every single second. Everything might trigger your desires, addictions, for anything, for sex, porn, cigarettes, marijuana, alcohol, games, whatever. They're gonna happen. Even in your dream, you're gonna dream about them, because they bring pleasures, they bring sensations, they satisfy you, they make you temporarily happy, happy, quote unquote happy. So it's a lifelong battle, never ending battle. But keep your head up. We all need the faith. Keep the faith. You're gonna be just fine. When the desires arise, stay still. Breathe. Take long breath, and then picture yourself if you have done it again. How would you feel about yourself? Those self-hatred is quite useful. You don't want to feel that again. Unless you've never felt the self-hatred in a magnificent level, right? You hate yourself till the point you actually give up yourself, and you just hate yourself. Remind yourself that. And at the same time, you love yourself. Tell yourself that. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Okay, there are multiple self we're talking about. You can't just hate yourself and love yourself at the same time. I'm not talking about the same self. There are multiple selves, I believe. You love your true self. You love the powerful self. You love the lovable self. You love the disciplined self. You love the healthy self. You love the hardworking self. You love the disciplined and conscientious self. Self-talk. Just like me. Just like what I did. Talk to yourself. Hold on to that. No, don't quit. I'm totally fine, man. Don't worry about me. If you think, I'm collapsing, no, I'm more than that. I had much experience dealing with this. I just want to use this another casual episode of dealing with temptations and addictions as a topic to share. This is the purest inspiration in life, directly from my own life, right? Every time I talk to the camera, I try to type in and see what's really inside and share them in understandable spoken words. I'm still trying to get better at this craft, and I'm just super grateful that you're part of this journey for me to be that person who can actually bring some value and hope and power to my fellow human being living on this earth at this time, as a young man or young girl, woman or whoever, doesn't matter. Like, as a person, it's not difficult. I mean, it's not easy. It's extremely challenging. It is. Man, I recommend write it down or speak it out. Like me, try it. You'll feel more empowered and strong, resilient. It's very necessary to learn and understand about yourself. Okay. Lastly, I just want to acknowledge myself for being a great person. I've had an extraordinary day, I'd say. Actually, this morning, wrote my journals at Starbucks by myself. I really loved it. And I started feeling kind of drowsy. Got up, contacted my mom. She was at a meeting. Drove to her place, to her meeting place, and picked her up. We went to a restaurant, had lunch there, just two of us. It was pretty good, delicious. We had 3 dishes, one vegetable soup and another is pork ribs and potato, and another is some kind of mushrooms with pork, and it's quite I don't know the word, like slippery. It's kind of soupy, but it's just like perfect, watery. It's so good with the rice. It's kind of spicy. The only dish was spicy, and then my mom wanted me to drive her to get a hair wash and head massage. And I went to the gym after that. About an hour, I worked out my chest. It was pretty solid and quick workout. I was very focused and motivated to just pump some iron. After about 4 days break, I didn't work out in the last 4 days because I was in Changsha with my parents, and my gym membership in Changsha got expired, and I didn't feel like to renew it yet. Anyway, dropped off my mom at her office again after her hair massage, and then I just started driving around the city aimlessly. And the temptation kicked in. I wanted to get a massage because I think that physical touch from a woman can just bring me some pleasure, can make me happy, quote unquote happy. But I didn't fall for that. I didn't do it. I didn't even go in any massage place because I knew I wouldn't need it. I wouldn't really be happy afterwards, right? Like the legal massage. I'm not talking about illegal massage. Of course not doing that. And then I started walking around the old part of the city, like the neighborhood I used to grow up. I already shared. I just want to talk more about the details, right? And I started feeling that strong boredom, where I should go, right? I don't feel interested. This place is hella boring. But I told myself, here's your practice. Get comfortable with being bored. You have to learn how to be more comfortable with being uninterested, disinterested, or just bored, right? That's fine. Just like sleep. It might not be that interesting, but you still do it because you are resting. You are giving yourself a break. Boredom to mind is what sleep does to your body. Learn that. I repeated many times. I want to repeat one more time. Why do I want to intentionally make myself bored? Okay. And I started to realize, oh my goodness, maybe this starts becoming interesting to me because everything was in a different angle, right? I look at everything with a different perspective because I know I'm not gonna look at my phone, I'm not gonna talk to anyone, I'm not gonna do anything or get anything like to drink or eat. Snacks everywhere I saw, but nothing interests me. But just walking around, looking at everybody, noticing everybody's facial expression, and they're looking back to me. The guy with the long hair walking around. I was holding my cup of coffee. Probably everybody was like, oh, what kind of, this guy is like, okay, that's just self-judgment. I was thinking to myself, how maybe people just would find me interesting, huh? And I thought, okay, doesn't matter, however people think about me, I'll just like relax myself, just enjoy the walk. You're a healthy young man, having all this time to yourself, being able to walk around the city without any worry, stress, or whatever. You just enjoy your walk. What a privilege is that, right? So I started to enjoy the walk, although it's still hella boring. Yeah, I really wish I was in somewhere different and new and novel, right? Like really far away from home. But I can't at the moment. I am here. All right. So I better just enjoy it. Learn how to enjoy it. Every moment of it has some beauty and love. I can feel that from everybody, right? Everything. All right. And then yeah, I sat somewhere in a hotel, the lobby of the hotel. I started just scrolling my phone, looking at some people's profile and their 朋友圈. Yeah, and then didn't really spend too much time on that though. So walking back to my car, yeah, drove back home. Yeah, on the way back, I mean, the entire time I was just having thoughts in my head. But I tried to stay present and not get drawn in my thoughts. I constantly remind myself, be aware, pay attention to your surroundings. Don't get stuck in your head. You are actually living. You are breathing. You are having this privilege as a human being. Living on this earth, every second was real, was true, precious, valuable, meaningful. Yeah. All right, man. This is a lot of talking. I don't know who would actually give a shit, but I feel great, man. Expressing myself freely, you know what I mean? Like I was just limitless. I talked about everything, right? I shared my inner feelings, desires, temptations, addictions, all these feelings, thoughts. I just want to empower more young men or women, okay? If you get inspired and empowered, then my purpose is fulfilled. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making me believing in what I do. Thanks. You don't have to comment. You don't even need to like. Just take some actions. Just love yourself more. We're gonna help each other live the best life. We're gonna improve ourselves. We're gonna become better. Okay? Keep that faith in you. Alright. Next time, my friend. We're approaching 30 minutes. Let me just finish this video with 30 seconds of silence, non-talking.